But in a situation where you find that a person look at the same,
not necessarily tribal or regional.
but I have said that.
All right, thank you for staying with us. This is Daybreak on Trust TV. Now, we'll take a look at the stories on the front pages of our newspapers, beginning with the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The lead story there talks about the Niger coup. It says, coupists seek Russia's help as ECOWAS mulls military action. It has the riders that says, clash imminent as regional body orders borders closure, no-fly zone. Chief of Defense Staff asked to act. French embassy attacked. U.S. considers cutting off ties. You have also military intervention will be catastrophic, according to experts. You also have another story below the pictorial there. Troops deployed in states as NEMA warehouse looted in Adamawa. That's that for the Daily Trust.
All right, now let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. It has a lead story that says, uncovers CBN NMPCL mess. Economist groups tell Tinubu special investigator. And then the first rider, Tinubu appoints Obaze special investigator. EFCC placed others to join probe. The second rider, investigator to go after ex-Buhari appointees, private individuals hiding government funds. And beneath that, we have Niger coup plotters dismiss ECOWAS threat, Bazoum reinstatement. We also have NDLA, NAPS, Lagos nightclubs, drug suppliers, government wants operators. Operation Flush, 88 robbery suspects arrested in Lagos. And above the masthead, we have NLC insists on Wednesday strike, mobilizes workers. Kanu returns to DSS custody after checkup by personal doctors. We also have on the Punch, 15 ministerial nominees submit credentials ahead of screening. These are the major stories on the Punch newspaper for today.
All right, on the Daily Sun newspaper, the lead story, NLC adamant on mass action and strike. Writer says, no going back on August 2 date, dispatches officials to zones for final mobilization. Kalu, others plead for suspension of action. You also have, finally, DSS allows Nnamdi Kanu access to private doctor. It also has the rider, coalition of pro-Biafra groups backs IPOB leader on order to end sit at home. Northern group calls for protest over hunger in the region. These are the main stories on the Daily Sun newspaper. Now let's get perspectives to some of the stories we have in the studio. Our guest reviewer, Salami Salmon. He is the CEO of Justice Pen Alliance, joining us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Ayuba.
Yes.
And good morning, Stella.
Good morning.
All right. Well, let's talk about the NLC strike. It looks like the Labour is insisting this time to go ahead with its strike, something that Nigerians have expected even long before now, even before they enter into negotiation with government and all of that. What are your thoughts about this proposed strike?
Well, it is a mixed bag. Mixed bag in the sense that I do not think that at every turn it should be strike. Can't we come up with something creative, more creative? And besides that, strike at this point in time will be an ill wind, and I doubt if it will blow anybody any good. Let's leave that. NLC has to be very, very circumspect. Very, very circumspect in the sense that most Nigerians believe that Ajero is an interested party in what is going on. Mark my words. Labour Party is an affiliate, sort of NLC. And there is no doubt about that, that the interest of NLC or the leadership of NLC is in seeing that Labour Party wins the election.
Well, this
But
is the
Mr.
same Labour
Salami, would
Party.
you really say that at this point, considering that the NLC gave this government the benefit of the doubt? At the first instance, it wanted to go on a strike. It did not. And then it started negotiations with the government. As you know, last Friday, the NLC stormed out of the villa because, according to the NLC, the government's representatives were absent at the meeting that was supposed to have been held.
Well, if you have heard what Dele Alaki said, Dele Alaki said that they still need time. And I want to believe this is just 6 weeks. This government is just about 6 weeks.
Actually, it's 2 months now.
Okay.
It's 2 months.
Okay.
Then the thing is this.
They need time.
They need
right?
time.
But does that take away the fact that there is an agreement to set up a committee that will be meeting to review these issues?
What I will advise or advocate is that strike at this point in time can be counterproductive. Counterproductive in the sense that we all know the mood of the nation now. Chances are that this, no matter whether it is peaceful protest or this, it might be hijacked.
So, as a labor organization, there's an agreement with the federal government to set up a committee. There's an agreement to have a meeting. And then the government doesn't show up for the meeting. The NLC is supposed to fold arms and just wait and do nothing.
We are not saying this. That is not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if government, that is gospel according to Labour. Why don't you?
Well, the government didn't deny that statement by Labour.
No. Dele Alaki has done that. Dele Alaki has done that. And what we are even saying is this. I don't like blame game. What we should have in mind is that at the end of the day, when two elephants fight,
the grass suffers. In this instance, it appears that the grass have been suffering, actually. Even
Mr. Salami, do you think that there's a way?
Nigerians have been blaming NLC, as a matter of fact, for doing nothing. We've had criticism trail the decision of NLC to even agree in the first place to a negotiation with government. From the word go, Nigerians expected that NLC will come in hard, but that didn't happen. And yet you say that the NLC is an affiliate of Labour Party and is an interested party and other. But we didn't see this being said when the NLC agreed with the federal government to set up a committee to have a 2 months period within which they will decide on certain actions to be taken. In any case, the NLC is saying that, well, we've not seen those agreements, that were made come to fruition. So if that agreement is going in that direction, I do not think that it is fair to say that the NLC is not really exploring other options in this regard.
You see, what I'm still saying is this. Strike should be the last resort. Strike should not be the first thing. In any game, you don't use your joker from the onset. Joker should be the last thing. I still very much believe that there is the need for the parties, I mean the federal government and the Labour, to sit down as a matter of seriousness, that they have to be serious about this thing. It is the interest of Nigerians that is involved, and we know that at this point in time, no doubt about that, strike is not the answer. And let me correct one impression. Nigerians are not agreed that Labour, that NLC is not doing enough or that they should go on strike. No. In actual fact, people are saying that why is it that at every drop of...
No. We had a story here on Daily Trust. We had a story that several people were interviewed, and people felt that NLC was a sellout at a point, as a matter of fact. So we led with that story. So, and that came out with interviews with several people, not just in Abuja, but across the country. So you can't say that. I mean, we've had Nigerians...
I have tremendous respect for Daily Trust and the reportage. And Daily Trust, of course, is a trustworthy and is a paper that is bankable. But even at that, the academia Look at what is happening in ASU and the council.
All right, Mr. Salami. All right, Mr. Salami. Because for want of time, now the TUC before now had accused the federal government of not being sincere towards this cause. What do you think the government can do to make the NLC feel that okay, it is committed to the talks, it is committed to the cause? You know,
apart from the fact that I want the government to be proactive, prevention is not only better than cure, it's cheaper. I want a situation whereby the government will engage NLC constructively today. We cannot wait till tomorrow. Government should be seen to be very serious, to be sensitive, to be responsible to the yearnings and feelings of Nigerians. They should do whatever it is that they can to make sure that they nip this in the bud and agree with NLC on the best way to go, and that must be no strike. What I'm saying is this: in whatever they do, the interest of the common man should be the watchword.
I believe if Joe Ajero was here, he would tell you that the shutdown is in the interest of the common man to express the grievances of the labor community in Nigeria to the current hardship that Nigerians are actually dealing with. So if you talk about interest of common man, it depends on who is
you see, let me tell you, the first thing remains that you can't be doing the same thing all the time, the usual thing, and expect unusual results. This is a battered road. We have passed through this road times and times over again. Experience has shown that strike in itself and by itself,
but it appears that the government of Nigeria understands the language of only strike.
Well, I do not.
So far. Well,
I do not want to do
about negotiations.
Yes, I don't want to do
if you talk about negotiations, we have had several instances where government will agree with labor unions, whether ASU or whatever group, and then at the end of the day, there will be no implementation of the agreements that have been had, and then we go back to the strike. I mean, this is how ASU has continued to go on strike for decades, right? So it's not a new thing. If you say that we should explore that option, what happens to the commitment on the part of government to implement whatever has been agreed?
Ayuba, I do not want to play the role of Dele Alake should play here. But at the same time, I want us to know and to have something at the back of our mind that this is a new government, barely 2 months rather, barely 60 days in office. And there are indications that this is a listening government. I want the parties to, in the interest of common man, be circumspect.
All right.
Whether we like it or not,
Mr. Salami,
strike is not the best way to go.
The president will be addressing the nation at 7 p.m. today.
Yes.
What should he be telling Nigerians?
He should tell Nigerians that he knows that the hardship in the land is unbearable. The pains is real. And I want him in no unclear terms to tell Nigerians what, in concrete terms, he's doing or about to do to ameliorate their sufferings. That is what can assuage the feelings.
All right.
Times are hard.
Okay, thank you
really
so much.
hard.
All right. Thank you, Salami Salmon, CEO of Justice Span Alliance, for your thoughts on our newspaper review. We look forward to having you again. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Stella.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's all for now for today on Daybreak Show. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. Join us again tomorrow for another time. I am Ayuba Ilya. Bye for now.
Thank you for welcoming us into your homes this morning. Join us same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Stella Iyajendo. Have a pleasant day.